conversation currently that is going on in the country is the decision of the current government to sell 15% of its 35% own shares in Safaricom PLC. A number of members of parliament have come out to condemn strongly the decision by President William Ruto's regime. Among them is Kiaru constituency, Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro yesterday, while speaking at a church service in Kiaru constituency, termed it as the best corruption deal in the country that is happening in the eyes of Kenyans. Ndindi Nyoro said, according to Safaricom shares last year, one share was being sold at 45 shillings per share. But when Safaricom this year sold its shares, it is believed to have gone higher by around 0 point something cents. But when the government have come in and they want to sell those 15% shares, they are selling it at a lower price, that is at 34 shillings. Listen to Ndindi Nyoro. In that, Ndindi Nyoro has said in a figurative manner that, for example, if you have bought a plot at 500,000 shillings, you have already invested, built an house that is generating a monthly income, that is rent. And after 3 or 4 years, you want to sell this house. And now you are coming up and saying, I'm selling this house at 450,000 shillings. Yet you bought the house, you bought the land at 500,000 shillings. You have invested in building the house, and later you are selling the house plus the land at a lower cost than the one you bought even the land with. Listen to Ndindi Nyoro elaborating that issue.
Ya kuuza hisa zile serikali inamiliki katika kampuni ya Safaricom PLC, na wanauza hisa moja kwa shilingi 34 shillings. Safaricom was trading at 45 shillings per share in 2021 before they invested in Ethiopia. How can you convince Kenyans that you can sell a plot of land for 450,000 shillings? I'm talking about it figuratively, to understand. Atuwede pahali ununue ploti inauzwa for 50,000 shillings. Mwishowe after 3 years ama 4 ujenge flat ambayo inachukuliwa rent katika hiyo ploti umenunua. Ile shamba ulinunua for 50,000 na umejenga ploti na inachukuliwa rent, ati mwishowe after 4 years ukuje utuambie hiyo ploti pamoja na nyumba ati ni 340,000.
And in this case, it is now open to the public that there is an hidden agenda in all these issues. Why sell government property at a cheaper price to securitize the future of this country? According to Ndindi Nyoro, the securitization that this government has done is beyond wonders. That the government of the day is securitizing every government property to win money for this 2022-2027 presidential period. That it is putting Kenya at risk if this is what is happening at this particular moment. Listen to Ndindi Nyoro.
I have experience in the capital markets in Kenya, and for sure I know the people who represented the government in this deal. Probably some of them are actually not government employees, and some of them we are not contracted to negotiate on behalf of government. And maybe even those people, there are things they do with the buyers. Mimi nauliza kwa heshima, let us not rush the sale of 15% stake in Safaricom. Let us give people a chance to compete. Let us open a competition of bids so that we can have many companies bidding to buy that stake of Safaricom, so that Kenyans can get full value for the stake we have in Safaricom. Safaricom, the 15% stake in...
In addition, Ndindi Nyoro has declared that even if he is the only member of parliament to defend this conversation, he will remain himself fighting for the rest of Kenyans. That in this current regime right now, having the coalition of the Kenya Kwanza joining hands in working together with the Azimio, the opposition of then, is that nobody now is there to fact check and put the government in checks and balance. That these issues are happening in front of Kenyan eyes, while other members of parliament have been blindly folded by the goodies the William Ruto government is giving them. And in this case, he has said he will stand by himself, even if he is the only member of parliament in the Republic of Kenya. Listen to Ndindi Nyoro.
Future government revenue to gain political capital today. Kama ni dividend ya Safaricom, kila mwaka Kenya inahitaji pesa ya kulipa walimu, ya kujenga barabara. Kwa nini tunaitisha upfront, alafu Kenya is losing 15 billion on dividend alone? Why? Hii mambo mimi naongea, and I want to repeat nikimaliza. I have more information than there is in the public domain. And that is why I requested my brother Honorable John Mbadi. Juzi alisema angetaka tujadiliane hii mambo hata kwa runinga. Na nikasema kwa niaba ya Wakenya, mimi nimejitoa, because I have evidence that the government is being shortchanged in the sale of Safaricom. And I'll fight for this matter until our country gets full value of the Safaricom shares.
Ndindi Nyoro father has accepted the challenge to face Treasury CS John Mbadi on national television over national conversation on matters issued with public debts and the securitization of government-owned agencies. Remember, after Ndindi Nyoro dropped an explosive expose about the hidden agenda on why the government wants to sell these Safaricom 15% shares at a low price, Treasury CS John Mbadi defended the decision by government, terming that some members of parliament have this motive of inciting people against the government. That if Ndindi Nyoro anajiamini kabisa kabisa, let them face themselves in a platform and raise all these issues, and him as John Mbadi, together with other senior government officials who are working in the treasury, will be there to answer this question in front of Kenyans. Something that Ndindi Nyoro amesema, niko ready hata kama ni saa hii asubuhi. Listen to Ndindi Nyoro.
Lisa, I have more information than there is in the public domain. And that is why I requested my brother Honorable John Mbadi. Juzi alisema angetaka tujadiliane hii mambo hata kwa runinga. Na nikasema kwa niaba ya Wakenya, mimi nimejitoa, because I have evidence that the government is being shortchanged in the sale of Safaricom. And I'll fight for this matter until our country gets full value of the Safaricom shares. Asanteni sana.
And over time, Ndindi Nyoro, who held a very senior position in the National Assembly as the Budget and Appropriation Committee chair, knows all this. Remember, Ndindi Nyoro also owns a PhD or master's in economics. So this guy understands well. He even defended himself, saying that when you see him talking about this issue, he has the best knowledge that is on the public domain. When he speaks, he means that he does not pick anything just to speak. He speaks when he has concrete evidence. Listen to Ndindi Nyoro.
All the time, nisifanye siasa ya fitina. Just speaking because I need to speak. So when you hear me talk about anything, there is a lot of things you can talk about as a politician in Kenya. You can talk about weather. You can talk about many things. When you see me choosing a few things to talk about, it is because I have more information than there is in the public domain. Na kitu ile nataka kusema ikiwa ya mwisho. Serikali iko kwa mpango ya kuuza hisa zile serikali inamiliki katika kampuni ya Safaricom PLC, na wanauza hisa moja